Hi, HI, MetaSeoul. I'm John from SZNS here to talk about why we think fractionalization is important and hint at what we're launching soon. To give you a short background on SZNS, we're new kids on the block who've been working on a fractionalization platform that we're excited to launch in the coming weeks. We've recently closed a seed round with some leading investors such as Dragonfly Capital, Framework Ventures, and Pear VC. As for myself, I've been in the crypto space for quite some time, and prior to SZNS, I was at Google, where I helped launch several blockchain initiatives. You can follow me on Twitter at JL2FA. And maybe to start with, why NFTs for SZNS? I believe NFTs are the crypto primitive that truly helps crypto go mainstream, more so than DeFi actually, because crypto's value propositions are super clear with NFTs. Blockchain makes true ownership and authenticity verification possible, and that use case for digital art is super salient. It solves a trust issue that fundamentally exists anytime an art collector purchases some art from a vendor and needs to trust that the art is authentic. And why fractionalization? I believe it's a democratizing force. For some context, I personally first got involved with crypto because at its core, beyond the tech, it's a political movement aimed toward empowering the individual. And in the case of Bitcoin, it's about establishing a non-sovereign form of money for the world as an option for people to store their wealth all over the world. And I think that's super powerful. For art, I think it's fractionalization is equally as powerful for the opportunity of democratizing ownership of high-value art and other assets. I would say art is ironically both super accessible and so inaccessible at the same time. For example, from children to the elderly, art can be created and enjoyed by practically everyone, but ownership of notable art has traditionally been exclusively reserved for the wealthy, no matter how passionate or how much of an aficionado that a person is of the arts. An artist can study and enjoy Rothko for her entire life, but likely to only appreciate from afar and unlikely to ever own. And by enabling fractional ownership of a curated collection of NFTs, now these art enthusiasts and art lovers can meaningfully support and become part owners of high-value art. And we believe that SZNS can be a democratizing force in art ownership. On our platform, artists and curators can create albums. Anyone actually can create albums on SZNS, which are collections of NFTs that can be tokenized and traded by anyone. We believe that this album's concept is going to be a interesting approach to how people can package up what they believe to be valuable NFTs and let them be traded and tokenized by anyone in the world. And more details will follow in an official announcement, but the first album is with our launch partner, Mr. Misang, who is a pioneering artist in the NFT space. We think he's an amazing first partner for us because he captures the ethos of our movement and why we think fractionalization is important. So each of Mr. Misang's pieces sell for about 300 to 500K, and there are many in the space who love his art, but are unable to purchase it wholly. And with SZNS, Mr. Misang supporters now have the ability to become part owners of his unique collection, supersize them. And ultimately, fractionalization then is democratizing ownership of high-value assets in a meaningful way because, for example, the Rothko painting that I showed before sold on Sotheby's for $75 million. And those who believe Mr. Misang's works can also become equally valuable are able to capture the upside of that appreciation as fellow owners. And that's what fractionalization enables. And we believe that SZNS can empower regular people through fractional ownership by allowing them to capture the upside of supporting artists whose works they could otherwise not afford to purchase wholly. And actually, we at SZNS also believe that there's opportunity to impact the cultural aspect of art ownership through fractionalization. Often people have copies of famous paintings on their walls for display out of appreciation for the art, but never get to have a sense of ownership. So what if you could actually hang a physical print of a Beeple NFT that you love, but aren't able to purchase fully? We think it's meaningful to be able to say, yeah, as an NFT enthusiast, I own a part of an NFT and point to an NFT that it's hanging on the wall. And we're excited to also announce a partnership with Chain to Frame to offer participants of Mr. Misang's album sale a physical print that they can hang on their walls, and this time able to point to that artwork and say they are part owners of that. And we hope to have kind of a cultural impact to how people view fractional ownership, and not just something as a speculative means or just betting on an artist's work to appreciate, but rather give some actual meaning to being able to support a particular art and support the artist as a part owner. And while and that kind of continues the question, like, while fractional ownership is powerful, it begs the question, what's next? What else are owners of fractional NFTs expected to do other than just holding on to those fractional shares? How do we go beyond speculation? We believe the answer is in community and curation. Seasons Albums expands the meaning of fractional ownership for collectors and creators by allowing them to engage in both economic and social activities as a DAO, rather than simply sitting on fractional shares of NFTs. Each Seasons album is a DAO with powerful infrastructure tooling that empowers album token holders to work together to take the album in a direction of their choosing, such as curating and adding specific NFTs into the album together. And we are super excited to see how albums as a concept evolves with the community, and as a team to explore what we can do more in this space. And that's it. Thank you, and stay tuned for our launch. We're super excited to kind of just dive head into the community, and there's a lot of exciting things that we have planned. Very happy to be here. If you have any questions, ping me directly on Twitter. You can also follow the Seasons Twitter account at SeasonsNFT. Thank you. 감사합니다.